All right, so welcome to the stream. Today is called Facts and Fiction Trivia. Basically, it's going to be a 2-round trivia game where we're going to have the first round being 15 questions, which are facts, so facts about things. And the next 15 questions are going to be facts, but on fiction. And today we're going to go with science, specifically astronomy and science fiction is going to be our second one. Now, I didn't ask the hardest questions in the world, so hopefully you'll be able to drive along. And if you have any nerds, you're going to want them in about 20 minutes for the second half because they're going to be needed for all the science fiction questions because I was not kind. Awesome. It looks like Alan's here. We got Kevin. Okay, low rate frame rate. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a pain. I've tried to turn everything off I can here to minimize the frame rate. So people let me know. I'm using StreamYard, so it should work. And hopefully we're going to go. Awesome. All right. So we're going to start with question one. So question one, and it's on my shirt here, and it's on my shirt backwards. Great. Is what does NASA stand for? NASA. What does that actually stand for? It's obviously an abbreviation. So question number one is, what does NASA stand for? Question number two is, what is the closest planet to our sun with a moon? So question number two is, what is the closest planet to our sun with a moon? The third question is, Ursa Major is also known as this kitchen utensil's name. So Ursa Major is also known as this kitchen utensil name. So that's the first three questions. Those are the easy ones. All right, because I'm evil. That's what I'm going to go with. Okay, what crater on Earth is suspected to be from the asteroid that ended the age of the dinosaurs? So question number 4. Don't post your answers or guesses in the comments, please. So what crater on Earth is suspected to be the asteroid that ended the age of the dinosaurs? Number 5 is, which body, such as a moon, moves directly in front of another object, such as the sun, and what is that general term for that event called? So when one body, such as a moon, moves directly in front of another object, such as a sun, what is that general term for that event called? Hi, Kim. So you're going to want to write the answers down, and then you will let me know at the end how you did. And we're doing it as 15 questions, and then we're doing 15 questions, and then during that, we'll see how everyone's doing. Where are we here now? Okay, yep. All right, so everyone's heard about the supermoon because they keep talking about it. But what is the name for the smallest full moon in a year called? So that is question 6. What is the name of the smallest full moon of the year called? We know the largest one is the supermoon. What is the opposite of that? Number 7. How many maser objects were actually published in Connoisseurs de Temps in 1784? Question number 7 is, how many maser objects were actually published in the Connoisseurs de Temps in 1784? So that's 1784. Question number 8. What do the letters NGC stand for in relation to deep sky objects? So question number 8 again is, what do the letters in NGC stand for in reference to deep sky objects? And number 9 is, how far away in light years is the Andromeda galaxy? And feel free to round down to the nearest integer. So how far away in light years is the Andromeda galaxy? Question number 10. Which ship captain is credited with circumnavigating the globe first? Which ship captain is credited with circumnavigating the globe first? Question number 11 is, who is the second person, to step on the moon? Who is the second person to step on the moon? And question from Team Cat to Team Meow. Okay. I wonder what has happened over there. All right. How many space shuttles were built? So that's question number 12, is how many space shuttles were built? And question number 13 is, how many solar arrays does the ISS have? How many solar arrays does the ISS, which is the International Space Station, have? And then we get to question 14, which is, what is the orbital period of Halley's Comet in years? And again, we want you to round down to the nearest year. So what is the orbital period of Halley's Comet in years, rounded down to the nearest year? And question number 15 is, list the 5 largest diameter or mass, it's the same, currently known dwarf planets. So that's the 5 largest dwarf planets. So question number 15 is, list the 5 largest diameter or mass currently known dwarf planets. And let me know in the comments if there's any questions that I need to repeat, as I know a few people jumped on probably on question 2 or 3. And then there was going to be some music while we give time for people to discuss what their answers are. Okay, everyone good? All right, so I got the answers here for the first half. So the first question was, what does NASA stand for? And the answer is the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. So the answer to question 1 is the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Question number 2 was, what is the closest planet to our sun that has a moon? And the answer is Earth, right here. Venus and Mercury don't actually have moons, which I was kind of shocked to find out when I Googled it. Number 3, Ursa Major is also known as this kitchen utensil name, which is the Big Dipper. I will also accept Dipper. Number 4, what crater on Earth is suspected to be from the asteroid that ended the age of the dinosaurs? That would be the Yucatan crater in Mexico. So it's the Yucatan crater in Mexico. The next question is, when one body, such as a moon, moves directly in front of another body, such as the sun, what's the general term for this event called? And that would be an eclipse. So you'd have a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, but eclipse is what we were looking for. Number 6. So what is the smallest full moon of the year called? And the answer to number 6 is a micromoon. So whereas you have a supermoon, you also have a micromoon each year. Number 7, how many Messier objects were actually published in the Connaisseurs de Temps in 1784? The answer actually is 103. It was later determined that they found another 7 Messier objects for the total to become 110, but actually published was only 103. Bit of a trick question for you guys, but we'll see who is on their toes. Number 8. What letters does the NGC stand for in reference to deep space objects? And that would be New General Catalog. So New General Catalog. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. How many light years away is the Andromeda Galaxy? The Andromeda Galaxy is 2.537 million light years, according to current estimates. So I'm willing to accept 2 or 2.5. If you wrote 3, give yourself a half point, because I did say round down. So if you have a half point, I'll know why you did it. All right. So number 10, which ship captain is credited with first circumnavigating? I can't pronounce that word. Circumnavigating the globe first, and that would be Ferdinand Magellan. Ferdinand Magellan, and that's where you get like the Magellan Clouds from, because they took a southern route, and well, they found those clouds apparently, and there we go. And what else we got here? So we're on number 11. All right. See if I hold it up here. Is it any better? All right. So number 11 is who was the second person to step foot on the moon, and that would be Edward Buzz Aldrin. So I'll accept Aldrin. I'll accept Edward Buzz Aldrin. I'll accept Buzz Aldrin. I won't accept the other dude. So now we're on to number 12, to which the answer, as you might now guess, is 6. Which is how many space shuttles were built. So they built 6 space shuttles, but only 5 of them were actually space-worthy. The Enterprise space shuttle actually is not capable of going to space, but it is still technically a space shuttle. So the answer is 6. And you can give yourself a half point if you wrote 5 plus 1. 5 plus 1, not just 5. Okay, what are we on to here? And now we're on to question 13. How many solar arrays does the ISS have? So the answer to that is they currently have 8 solar arrays. So the answer to number 13 is 8. Question number 14 is, what is the orbital period of Halley's Comet? And Halley's Comet's orbital period is 75 years. It's about 75.25, but I asked you to round down, so 75 years. And the last one for round 1, which is list the 5 largest diameter or mass dwarf planets that we currently know of. And in order, it is Pluto, Ares, Haumea, and that's Haumea, and then it's Make, and Gong. So I'll repeat those. That's Pluto, Ares, Haumea, Make, and Gong. And if you put them in that order, you can give yourself a bonus point. Otherwise, give yourself a point if you actually got all 5 of them. All right. So that was round 1, to which we have some music. And hopefully, if you have any, hopefully all the questions, answers are there. So you have 15 questions, 15 answers. And if you have some initial scores and you are okay with sharing them, feel free to put them in the comments below to let everyone know how you're doing, as we're going to get ready for round 2. And round 2 is science fiction with sort of a space theme to it. So it's things in space. So these are not kind. Some of them are easy, some are not. Depends on if you watch which shows. So we're going to go with question 16. And question 16 is, what is the name of the robot in the 1960s series Lost in Space? That robot actually has a name. So question number 16 is, what is the name of the robot in the 1960s series Lost in Space that goes, Danger, Will Robertson, Danger, Will Robertson, Danger, Will Robertson? What is its name? Question number 17. Who is the only person to play themselves on Star Trek? Who is the only person to play themselves on Star Trek? And that's question 17. Question 18 is, what is the name of the secret planet in the movie Serenity? What is the name of the secret planet in the secret planet in the movie Serenity? That's the one they had to go and find, and then stuff happened, and I won't ruin it for anyone who hasn't seen that movie, because you're not going to get that question if you haven't seen that movie. What does USS stand for in Star Trek ship resignation number? So it's the USS 1701 is for the Enterprise. What does actually USS stand for in Star Trek? So that's question number 19. What does USS stand for on the Star Trek ship's registry number? Number 20. Who was the first captain of the Starship Enterprise, USS 1701? Who is the first captain of the Starship Enterprise, USS 1701? And then we're going to get to 21, and we're going to get a little bit more modern here. And it is, what is the name of the ship in the original Aliens movie? What is the name of the ship in the original Aliens movie? Alien movie. That's the first one. And where are we here? Okay. And sticking to aliens, what is the name of Ripley's cat? What is the name of Ripley's cat in the Alien movie franchise? And what do we hear? Okay. Yeah, so the references I used, Kevin, were Google and NASA and sort of combination of a few things. So we're gonna go with my answers are most likely right. Where are we here? Okay. Other than Luke, all right. So other than Luke Skywalker, what was the other Rebel on-screen pilot that survived all three original trilogy Star Wars movies? So other than Luke Skywalker, who is the only other on-screen starfighter pilot for the Rebels that survived all three trilogy movies? And I'm going to. So question number 23. Other than Luke Skywalker, what other Rebel on-screen pilot survived all three original trilogy Star Wars movies? Number 24, staying with the Star Wars theme here. What does ATST stand for? So question 24 is, what does ATST stand for? Those walkers that walk around. Battle of Endor, if you need a quick reminder of which one we're talking about. But what does the terminology stand for? Question number 25. Who killed Jabba the Hutt? So question 25 is, who killed Jabba the Hutt in Return of the Jedi? Just in case there's some weird movie I haven't seen where he comes back to life and does something weird. Sometimes it happens in books. But in Return of the Jedi, who killed Jabba the Hutt? And a little bit more Star Wars here. We're going to get off of it in a second. What is the color of C-3PO's new arm in The Force Awakens? What is the color of C-3PO's new arm in The Force Awakens? Probably should have put those first because those are probably easier. But here we go. All right, so number 27, and we're going to really nerd out on this one. What is the name of the ship engine design used in the series Expanse? It had a whole episode on it, so it's not that evil a question. But what is the name of the ship engine design used in the series Expanse? Every ship uses them. Number 28 is, in the Expanse, what is the name for the Martian military with the designation MCRN? So what does MCRN stand for? It's part of the Martian military in the series Expanse. So that's question 28. In the Expanse, what is the name of the Martian military with the designation MCRN? Question number 29 is, what style of show were Fireball XL5, Stingray, and Thunderbirds? What style of show was Fireball XL5, Stingray, and Thunderbirds? And last but not least, the robots Bob and Vincent are from what movie? The robots Bob and Vincent are from what movie? And that's all 30 questions. So hopefully people feel slightly confident and are not currently planning my death. All right. So the first question was, and maybe I'll pull it up here. Can I pull it up here? Awesome. There we go. So the first question is, what is the name of the robot in the 1960s series Lost in Space? And the robot's name is, I have it written here, but just trying to I guess I'm not always looking at the screen. Screw it. Is M3-B9 Gunter / Rodney Robertson. So I will accept Gunter, Rodney Robertson, or M3-B9. But that actually is its full name, as crazy as it sounds. And he actually has it. It was mentioned once in the whole series. Number 17 was who's the only person to play themselves on Star Trek? And that would be Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking played himself as a hologram in one episode. Question number 18 was, what is the name of the secret planet on the movie Serenity? And that was Miranda. So the answer to number 18 was Miranda. Question number 19 was, what does USS stand for on Star Trek ship's registry number? And that stands for United Spaceship. So the answer to number 19 was United Spaceship. For question number 20, it was, who was the first captain of Star Trek Enterprise in USS 1701? So the original captain. And that would be Christopher Pike. So Christopher Pike was the first captain of the USS Enterprise, USS 1701. And here we go. And yep. So now we're on to question 21. And that was, what is the name of the original ship? What is the name of the ship in the original Alien movie? And that was the Nostromo. And that's Nostromo. Nostromo. And then the follow-up question, which was 22, is, what's the name of Ripley's cat? And that is Jonesy. So Ripley's cat's name was Jonesy, and that's the answer to 22. Question 23 was, other than Luke Skywalker, what other Rebel on-screen pilot survived all 3 original trilogy Star Wars movies? And that would be Wedge Antilles. Wedge Antilles. For question number 24 was, what does ATST stand for in Star Wars, specifically Battle of Endor? And that is all-terrain scout transport. All-terrain scout transport. Question number 25 was, who killed Jabba the Hutt in Return of the Jedi? And that was Princess Leia. So Princess Leia killed Jabba the Hutt. In question number 26, which color is C-3PO's new arm in The Force Awakens? And that would be red. His new arm was red. If you put a shade of red, yay, but the answer is red. And then we're getting into some harder questions. What is the name of the Starship engine design used in the series Expanse? It is the Epstein drive. So it's EPSTEIN drive. The Epstein drive is what is the engine that all the ships use in the Expanse. And they actually did a whole episode that told you about the unfortunate fate of the inventor of the Epstein drive. Hoisted by his own petard, as might say. And here we go. Number 28. So in the Expanse, what is the name of the Martian military with the designation MCRN? And that is the Martian Congressional Republic Navy. So that's all the spaceships are part of that. And then they also had their more ground troop military Marines. But we were looking for the Martian Congressional Republican Navy, or Republic Navy. And that's the answer for 28. For 29, what style of shows were Fireball XL5, Stingray, and Thunderbirds? And they were all marionette. They all strings, and they danced and they pranced and all that stuff, but they were marionette shows. And finally, the robots Bob and Vincent are from what movie? And that would be The Black Hole, Disney's response to Star Wars. So hopefully everyone did well. And best points out of 30. Technically, I gave you a bonus point if you got all the planets in the right order. So you theoretically can get 31 points. So you can sort of hide that maybe you missed one. But yeah, feel free to post comments below as to how well you did on your team. And let me know what you think about the whole format. Next week, I'm going to have this actually set up properly and run it just through StreamYards, and it'll work. Because the other way I tried it, and yeah, I had issues. So if you have any ideas for topics that you want covered in a future episode, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll check it later and see sort of what people are thinking. Next time I'm doing this, the topic is going to be moon or lunar, with basically the first half being questions about moons in the solar system, and the second half will be fictional things that happen on the moon, around the moon, because of the moon. So, get ready for some. There's going to be werewolves. There's going to be werewolves. There's no way I can do the moon without having werewolves in the second half. So yeah. So how are we doing? Awesome. Okay. So Kevin has said 15. How about you, Alan? How many did you guys get? I know you were doing it. No? Okay, cool. So Alan apparently is still counting or not willing to put it 5. Is it 5, Alan? Or is it more than 5? Alan's my brother, so I can be a little evil. He thinks it's less than 8. Awesome. Okay. Okay, well, thank you everybody for watching. As I said, feel free to leave a comment down below on some topics that you want. Generally, I'm going to keep these sort of more educational than entertainment, basically because that's stuff I know and I can Google it. And I'm not sitting there going like, well, what is Rihanna's middle name? I don't know, and I wouldn't know how to find that out. So yeah, thank you for watching. And this is where we're going to play some extra music. And wish you all a good week. And once I get everything set up, good to go. Goodbye. Now I got to figure out how to turn this off.